I believe that the fires we're cast upon are the flames we shall become. I believe in a common calling where our temples pray as one. I believe in the word of wonder and a kingdom for the saved.
Hey.
Larry Pollock here with Luke Carroll and Hella Trevino. Leo was competing this weekend. I think he's competing in Arnold UK, so he's out. And so we're going to start off talking a little about what's happening with the Arnold UK. Some things are coming up, and then we'll get into a new peptide, ARA-290, which I found pretty interesting. So let's start with the Arnold UK. First of all, in the open division, we have Andrew versus Martin again. Andrew coming off of his big win, and Martin needing redemption after not such a good showing in Ohio. And Andrew posted a clip, and this is not regarding this show, but regarding the Olympia. And I just wanted to play it for you guys because I thought it was kind of interesting to see what you think. So I'm going to pull this up right now. And it's this one right here.
And then like give us like 8 to 10 minutes, set the roof on fire. Let us just do our thing. Go side to side, cross each other, hype the crowds up, and then come back to the middle and let the judge do their thing. That would be awesome.
I'll play it one more time so you can hear it from the beginning.
Yeah. One caller, just me and Samson, and then like give us like 8 to 10 minutes, set the roof on fire. Let us just do our thing. Go side to side, cross each other, hype the crowds up, and then come back to the middle and let the judge do their thing. That would be awesome.
So basically, Andrew wants a two-man call out at the Olympia between just him and Samson. And
For like what? Third place? Fourth place?
Well,
I mean,
obviously, he thinks
he's confident.
It's kind of disrespectful to the champion right now if they're thinking that they're just going to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, they're just basically counting Derek out.
Yeah.
And they're counting Martin out and counting Nick out. They're just like, it's just us now.
Yeah.
I mean,
So what was your
I wonder how Samson's going to come back because he is enormous right now. So I wonder if he's just going to run a different race than he ran last year and just come in bigger, fuller, and just his own physique, not really worry about being overly shredded or whatever the people want.
I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah, I think so. I think that maybe that's not maybe Samson's strong suit is not trying to be overly shredded, or I don't know if they maybe did it wrong or whatever, but I think just maybe him running his own race is probably the best way. That's how he won the Olympia the first time.
I mean, it happens to a lot of athletes. Not everybody can get super shredded and hold on to the fullness. So
Yeah.
the more shredded, the more fullness you're gonna lose. So
Mm-hmm.
But
Wasn't
don't
it-
you think there should be a standard at the Mr. Olympia to have it all? I mean, you're talking about the best in the world ever.
I mean, obviously, like I'd say the athlete that has it all wins, but it's also like there's different body types and people are very different. I mean, if you look at a Derek and a Samson, it's like night and day. It's also
Yeah,
like,
I mean, what if you're
different-
just not in an era that anyone has it all? I mean, we had an era where we had a Ronnie Coleman. He had everything. We had a Jay. He was pretty good. He had mostly everything. We had a Phil Heath. He had mostly everything. But now I don't know if anyone has everything. I don't know if anyone is like a Phil Heath or a Ronnie Coleman right now. I mean, I definitely don't think that they're at that level. But just to say that you want it all is like, I mean, I would love to have it if Samson got Ronnie Coleman shredded, but it doesn't seem to be his ability, and it doesn't necessarily seem to be Samson's ability or Andrew's ability to come in with huge hamstrings that are just tied in and pop in, and side shots that are crazy, so
some more years, who knows?
Yeah.
I feel like he still needs a few years to really fill out his legs and stuff.
Well, if you look at Arnold, Ohio, not this year, but the previous year, where Derek, maybe he came in off at the Olympia, and then he came in at, I feel that was his best look at the Arnold, Ohio last year, where he beat Samson. And I mean, he was shredded, shredded, hard. I was front row. That guy, he was totally shredded and not missing a thing. And he beat Samson, and Samson looked probably the same as he looked at the Olympia. Not this past year, but the year before.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool to see Derek come back with a vengeance like that. I remember seeing Bob Chick said, "Oh, he's washed up, he's done, he should retire." So to see him pull it back in the very next show was kind of satisfying.
Also, these guys got what they just say. Like, I really hate those kind of comments like, "Oh, he's washed up, he's done." I mean, a lot happened. I mean, you guys know that sometimes you just flop at a show, and you can come back at the next season and you wipe the floor with everybody. That's bodybuilding. It's like you make small mistakes in your carb up or your depletion or something, and you're a little off or you're a lot off, or you have the flu or small things.
Anything.
Just throws it off.
You could just have a bad showing for whatever reason. I mean, you had a bad showing, and then just like poor peak on your coaching, and then you came in the next time and you had like a whole different look. So
I mean, with Martin,
the bottom line is
with Martin in Ohio,
Derek,
he usually don't come in that type of shape. There was some errors that occurred. It happens, but he can come at Arnold and look amazing, and I'm sure he will, because I think he really feels like he has something to prove now.
Yeah, he's a wild card right now, because he did have that showing where he just was a little bit watery. I mean, he was probably the biggest we've ever seen him, but he was just kind of wet. Maybe just the condition wasn't quite there yet. Maybe he needed 3 more weeks. But now he's had it, so it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back and if he redeems himself.
Yeah, I'm interested definitely to watch. I mean, when Martin comes his best, he's good. But if he's off, I mean, for anybody, you saw what happened with Samson. If anyone is off, it's like you're not gonna take that top spot.
Well, you had, first of all, Derek in his not this Arnold, but the Arnold last year, in that condition, beat Samson, who was in the same condition as at the Olympia. And Arnold, Martin, if he comes in prog condition, he's going to give Andrew a hard time.
Yeah.
So now you have Derek that's had the entire year to rest and prep just for this Olympia. And we've only seen him off really once. So, which was at the Olympia 2 years ago.
2024.
He usually comes in on. So odds are, considering the amount of time he's had off and everything, he's probably going to come in as good as he was at that Arnold, or maybe even better. So he's already beaten Samson there. And then he would, that look would definitely beat Andrew as well, if he comes in like that. If Martin comes in his condition, you know, he's going to give Andrew a hard time, even at this UK show.
Yeah.
So for Andrew's saying, you know, it's going to be a 2-man call out, me and Samson, and he's discarding everybody. And don't forget, Hottie can still come back. He's not done.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what's going on with him right now, but I'm sure he's not quit bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
But
Have we
he's
heard
not
anything?
at the Arnold UK, is he?
Sorry, say that again. Hell, I didn't hear you say.
No, he's not going to be at the Arnold UK, is he?
I heard
No,
no.
he's not.
Yeah. I thought so.
And Nick, you know, not sure what they're going to do with him because, you know, he came in at this last Arnold shredded and big and everything, but structurally they don't like him. So that's a different issue.
Nick's going to be a gatekeeper. I think that like people have a hard time getting past him, but he's going to have a hard time climbing up into the first, like, top 4.
Well, he just got second at Arnold's.
Yeah, but Derek wasn't there. I mean, he definitely could be. I mean, Hottie was a little bit off, so he definitely could be up there. But I mean, Samson just seems they go for the structure guys a little bit more.
Yeah. I also think where he has his chances, like if somebody comes off. West, some of the guys with the good structures, if they are off, then on the size and the conditioning.
Yeah, I mean it happens. There's like off years, you know, when Dexter Jackson snuck in and knocked everyone off as a smaller guy. You know, he kind of a interesting year. So those guys can win it. It can happen if there's if anyone else fumbles. You know, they're right there. Nick typically is pretty good. He's typically pretty good condition. I mean, he had a couple shows there where he was like doing the, you know, injuries and he had to pull out. And then this last Olympia, you know, maybe just a coaching error. But typically Nick is pretty hard. That's kind of like his like thing is just he's huge and hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he definitely hangs in the top. It's just more like I see him more like a top 5 guy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5, or second if people are off. I mean, a smaller show he could win.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely wins pretty much any smaller show.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Nick walks in any smaller show. It's just tier 1 shows like Olympia and Arnold. You know, if something like a Derek or a Samson or a Andrew are there, he might have a hard time breaking into that first place.
Yeah.
Well, you know, right after the Arnold that we just had, when Martin was going through the controversy, Andrew made a public announcement saying, you know, hey Martin, I'm gonna have my assistant give you 2 plane tickets to a resort and you can go chill out. And I know people looked at it like, oh, he's being a real generous guy and, you know, wanting to help him out. And I even posted on something. I'm like, no, Martin should be in the UK competing, not in a resort hanging out.
Yeah.
And he is going to be in the UK competing.
Yeah.
So I think that was, I don't know if that was intentional, but it seems like Andrew's getting a little cocky there.
I mean, I know Andrew can be pretty cocky, but I think he was being more heartfelt, just thinking Martin was crashing out and just trying to help him out because he probably didn't. Martin was acting like he was going to quit bodybuilding at that point, so I think Andrew was being a little bit more, just kind of sending his like condolences about what he was going through.
I'm just like sometimes I just have a problem with like, yo, if you want to help a friend out, why do you have to post all over the internet about it? You know,
Andrew didn't post about it.
Okay, he didn't post.
He sent a message to Brett Wilkin, and Brett took it on himself to post the message.
But why? I'm like, isn't it private?
I don't know. He was maybe just trying to jazz up Andrew for whatever reason. But I mean, I don't. you can't put that against Andrew because it was somebody else that like posted it.
Right. I just feel like it's like everything always comes like online, and I feel like if you genuinely want to give a gift,
Yeah.
you don't need to like blurt that all over the internet that this is what I'm doing. That's where I see Larry work to be like, you're not sure. It's like, is he being cocky? Like, haha, go in a resort and enjoy yourself. We others, we're going to go to the Arnold UK and smash it, or is it really like, brother, here's a gift. I want to cheer you up or whatever. It can be taken in different ways. And I always feel like taking things to social media that doesn't belong there that was one of the issues I had with it. I thought like, hey, if you want to give somebody a gift, just give it. Like, nobody needs to know. Like, it comes from the heart. It doesn't need to be blasted. But I didn't know it was Brett Wilkin that put it out. But I think sometimes people like, they really put everything out on the internet.
Yeah, definitely what you're saying. Like, if you do something just to post about it, you really didn't do it to be good. You just did it to get
attention,
validation, which is kind of just like you didn't really do anything beneficial at all.
You're saying what I wanted to say,
Yeah, but that really isn't the case in this case. So, but yeah, man. I mean, Martin is definitely a wild card.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm still not over the flu.
How much do you think politics are coming into the judging at this point? And what I mean by politics, I'm not saying that, people are like meeting behind the scenes and seeing like, oh, this guy should win and whatever. But just, I feel like whatever the public seems to like in social media world, the judges are trying to go in that direction to, appease the people.
I mean, the judges
more
are
than just judging purely on
as much as everyone else. So, I mean, the judges are fans as much as everyone else. So I think they may have obviously their favorites, and they see like a trend, like someone's getting excited, so they get excited about that person. Maybe even if it's just subconscious, but if it's like close, where it could just be like apples to oranges, yeah, maybe that does become a factor where it is political in some sense.
Well, I feel like, the fans have been, after Derek won last year, in the Olympia, he got so much hate from so many people, and a lot of people were complaining about him being short, and they wanted the tall guys to win. And the comments were full of that. And it's like, okay, I get it. You want a tall guy, you want the big guy. And, there's that saying that if the tall guy is filled out, he's got, and big, he's going to beat the shorter guy because he's bigger and taller. But what if the tall guy is, not completely filled out, missing stuff, and not in condition?
Yeah.
So do we go by a popularity contest? Like should Sam Sulek win? Sam Sulek is competing in the Arnold UK. Should he win it because he's popular?
No.
I mean,
obviously
he definitely beat two people in Ohio that he shouldn't have beat.
Well,
he head of a couple of really, really good top classic pros.
Here's an example of exactly what you're talking about, and it actually affecting an Olympia. In 2017, Louis Marco made a big deal about Phil Heath's gut, and in 2018, Phil Heath lost the Olympia to Sean Roden. And I think that definitely was the popularity of the people complaining and it being like becoming a big thing. I mean, also right here, this last Olympia, they rehided Mike Summerfield because people made a big complain about it. So definitely, if you want to call that politics, that does affect the show. Does affect shows.
Think about all the judges, they're on social media. They're sitting and following everything on social media. And we're all humans. I mean, I believe you can get affected of like the, what can you say, the masses.
I just feel like at that level, at Olympia level, judges should not be paying attention to, who's popular on social media. You should be able to put that aside and judge what's in front of you.
I don't think they constantly say, oh, he's more popular, we want him to win. But I think just as human beings, you get affected. Like even like the whole thing with Martin Fitzwater. Actually, Steve Weisberger went out publicly and made a statement on his social media about that. So they're very involved and very aware of what's happening.
Again, okay, so Martin just had this little episode where, people don't like him for whatever reason. We're not going to get into all that. If he comes in looking like Prague, do you think that that bull crap, whatever it is, feeling should affect the judging?
No, I don't think it will either. Like even like
I'm just saying, should it?
No.
So are they going to hold that against him?
What happens on stage happens on stage. I mean, there's been many incidents where, like, remember when Hardy he took off his medal and he was like mad and stuff.
I don't think that affected Hardy's placing. I mean, he hasn't won the Olympia or since then, but also he was beaten by people that were like arguably better.
Yeah, I think it was fair. I don't think it affects, but I do think that what happens on social media, they are aware of it, and I think they can be aware of things like you said with the gut. If it's a big issue, oh, okay, everybody sees his gut. Maybe it's something we have to look for. If it wasn't brought to attention, maybe really have looked for it, But I don't think directly that it's a popularity contest in that sense, or that they say, oh, he behaved bad, so we're going to mark him down, or he has a lot of followers, so we're going to put him up. I think just it's a matter of more like things can be brought to attention. I mean, I think they knew about the gut. I mean, they're judges, they're judging it, but maybe they didn't really weigh it like that. I mean, it's also like, we got to think about it's heavyweighters. I mean, we see also Nick has had many times controlling his gut. Maybe they marked it down a little bit, maybe they didn't, but it's still like, it's not classic, it's big guys like that. The bigger you get, the more your gut gets extended, because imagine the amounts of food you need to eat every day. And people, they always yell like insulin and growth and this and that. Yeah, of course, whatever enhancement you take can play a role, but I think even what plays a bigger role. I mean, I'm also like a heavyweight woman and have been competed all the way into the 180s. And I had a gut problem, and it was mostly because I just had to eat so much food. Also, like I have high metabolism, I can eat almost anything. And then when you see yourself eat 7 times a day and big meals, look how your gut is looking, and you got to shrink all that up. And honestly, I don't really like the last Olympia I did was the best midsection I've had. And that was because I did vacuums for almost a year.
Well, along those same lines, the things that people are complaining about Nick letting his gut out in the transitions, it is a problem. I mean, if he like held it in during that transition, Phil Heath's gut did start to get pretty big at the end of his career. Yeah, his arms and his shoulders and his legs were magnificent, but he also had this fucking pregnant belly in the middle of his body. So like the things that people are pointing out, it's not like it's something that doesn't exist that people are pointing out. I mean, maybe they are making it more known to the IFBB that it's an issue, and then the IFBB kind of like takes takes it under maybe they do a meeting and they say like, hey, should we start regulating this? The public, kind of wants it to go this direction. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the IFBB is a business, so they can guide what the physiques do, whatever they want to start rewarding, they can guide that. I mean, we see them do that with classes.
It's good if they really
outline, that
and push down on the guts, because it doesn't look good. It destroys the aesthetics.
Here's what I saw when I was in Pittsburgh last year when Nick went against Derek. I was like front row, and I could see that during some of the transitions, or when they weren't even posing, when they were like walking back to the side of the stage, he did let his gut out like many times. It wasn't huge, but it was distended. I also watched him at this last Arnold, and I know they were saying they were nitpicking on his gut again, but I think he did a lot better job controlling it, and I really didn't see it sticking out during transitions all that much.
Yeah,
I didn't really see it like I did at the Pittsburgh. So I think he did a lot better job controlling it, but they already had it in their mind that this is a problem. So then they start nitpicking, looking for it to stick out during transitions or when he's walking back.
Mm-hmm.
They were looking for a problem.
Maybe. I think that they should start showing the actual scorecards for each round. Like when they're marking people and they're doing the actual marking of like where people at, because they do that, like, I don't know what it's called, that the scorecard that they show like, oh, he got this many points, but that's not real. Like you can see when they're like, oh yeah, he got 1 point, and then they're like, he won prejudging and finals, and everyone's like, that guy didn't win prejudging. What are you talking about? And this wasn't the placing at prejudging. They like doctor those scorecards that they put out. Those are not real. But they should put out the actual, 7 judges or 6 judges or whatever scorecards that are actually scoring the show, and then we can see like, oh, okay, Martin did lose that front double, and Nick did win that rear double, and what poses they're actually winning and losing.
Well, like at this last Arnold in Ohio, the Andrew and Hottie were a little bit off at prejudging, and Nick was on.
Nick was nails, yeah.
And then at the Saturday night, Andrew came back better and tighter, and so did Hottie came back fuller and tighter, and Nick came back even better than he was the night before. But on the scorecards, Andrew had straight first places at prejudging, and that's
exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, like Nick. Universally, everyone thinks that Nick probably won prejudging. Now, you could say that Andrew was good enough at finals to overtake him, but nobody saw it that Andrew beat him at prejudging. So it's just kind of a farce, I feel like, those scorecards that they show us.
So anyways, it'll be interesting. But a side note, Nick is not competing in this Arnold, and a lot of people made comments about, he's missing out on. This is an exact comment that was made by Chris Aceto and Dave Palumbo. He's missing out on second place, where he could get a paycheck of $125,000. And Nick made a video, just a training video, and he said, basically, in his head, he thinks he should have won in Ohio, and he doesn't want to go to get second place. It's not just about the money. It's about, like, he even said they put him on the Olympia poster, and he said, I'm not even qualified for the Olympia, but they already put him on the poster. So they're using him to promote the Olympia already, but he's not even qualified. He hasn't even said that he's going to do it.
Well, of course he's going to do it. I mean, they would be dumb not to do it. And I mean, he's very popular. I mean, I think it's good for marketing to put him on the poster.
Man, this is a tiny show. I'm looking at it right here. It looks like there's only 8 guys. Blessing, Brandon Curry, Martin, Abu Konate, I don't know that guy, Patrick Moore, Hassan Mustafa, Andrew Jacked, and Akeem Williams. So, I mean, what do we think is going to be the top 5?
Well, you've got
Andrew, Martin, Brandon, Blessing, Patrick.
Yeah, that's probably the order that. Well, based on Detroit, yeah. Blessing beat Patrick in Detroit.
So yeah, but I'm just saying in the top 5. I don't know if Hassan will be in shape.
I think if Martin is on,
he hasn't been in shape in a very long time.
Yeah, I don't think he's I think he's probably dead last.
I don't know who this Abu Konate. I don't know who that is. ABOU KONATE. Abu Konate.
No, me neither.
Well, getting into the classic, Wesley Vissers was unanimously won the Arnold Ohio because Mike didn't make weight again. But Mike, there's an announcement on Instagram. Well, actually, I'm gonna pull it up right now so you guys can see it.
This is going to be an interesting battle in Classic.
Yeah, because Mike will be in it.
Yeah,
finally.
Exactly. So if Mike wouldn't be in it, Vissers would have just taken it all. But now it's not sure.
Well, this guy Abu Konate looks pretty good.
So Mike made weight.
Debuted at the Detroit Pro.
Yeah.
And
that puts an interesting spin on it.
Wesley Vissers made a statement publicly saying that for Mike to get down to the weight that he had to be at to make weight, which is 204, that he's going to be flat and small compared to him. And therefore, he thinks he's going to beat Mike. But Mike was at that weight, and he got second at the Olympia. And it was even a flat Mike got second to Ramon. And it was really close. He could have he had a chance to beat Ramon. So I think, Wesley's basically Wesley said, he's going to win because he's full and bigger and conditioned, and Mike's going to be small and flat.
It depends on how you do it. I'll say, if you really deplete the shit out of an athlete and you give them a lot of cardio, then it can be really hard to fill out. But if you don't do it with cardio, but you just pull the carbs and you pull the water. I have had athletes I've carved up in less than 24 hours. Basically, maybe 16 hours and just really punch the carbs, and they were full the next day. So
I had a hard time because I had to do that for USA's. I had to drop from 236 to 224 the last couple days. And I had a hard time filling out just because they weighed me in at 7 p.m. and then I had to be on stage at 9 a.m. So I didn't really have a whole lot of time. My coach, he wanted to hydrate my GI because he didn't want to just start slamming carbohydrates. So we had to kind of slowly start pushing the carbs in instead of just shooting them in, because we didn't want to have my kind of best attribute is that I have this like really tight waist. So we didn't want to just like start slamming my GI tract with all this food. So, I mean, depending on how much time you have, if you have 24 hours, like it seems like Mike has already weighed in.
It's a good window.
It seems like Mike's already weighed in. So he's got like, 48 hours to carb up. I mean, he could be pretty dangerous if he does it right, which I think he's,
I think he has 24 hours to
well, he's already made weight and they don't compete until tomorrow. So or they don't compete until Saturday, right? Or Friday?
No, Friday, tomorrow.
No.
Okay. So that's like maybe 36 hours. So
yeah.
I think
I've spilled in that amount of time before.
You can definitely carb up in 24 hours assuming that you're not, even if you are super depleted. I've done it a lot of times. I've done it many times where I was like super depleted and then I fill out, within a day or so.
Yeah.
So, and at his size, 200 pounds, he can definitely fill out in 24 hours. Matter of fact, most of the time, like people around that size and weight, it only takes 24 hours to fill out. You don't need more than that.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to give Wesley a hard time.
I think so
yeah,
too.
I think it'll be definitely a shootout. Let's see who else is in the show in Classic. Andrea Momoli, Kim Angel, kind of the same lineup as Sam Sulek, Canu Fit. Hopefully they give Paul Canu a better look and they judge him correctly this time.
So listen to Wesley's statement right here.
Made weight. I was the last one, in the room, so I could see, and I was told that now we're going to have a showdown. Everybody made weight. Actually, Mike was still there, getting his clothes on again. So he made weight, of course, which is a very, I really love it because this is what the people want to see. Ultimately, the show will always be better when everybody can be at their best, or at least be at the show in general. So I think this is going to be very amazing.
Let me start that over from the beginning.
Everything is correct. Everybody made weight. I was the last one, in the room, so I could see, and I was told that now we're going to have a showdown. Everybody made weight. Actually, Mike was still there, getting his clothes on again. So he made weight, of course, which is a very, I really love it because this is what the people want to see. Ultimately, the show will always be better when everybody can be at their best, or at least be at the show in general. So I think this is going to be very amazing.
So
he's got a good attitude, Wesley.
Yeah, he did make a different comment, or I heard where he was basically saying that he didn't feel that that Mike having to come in at 204, he didn't think he could beat him. But I think that's
it's good to have confidence.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his placings at the Olympia, and the highest he's ever placed is 7th place at an Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's just.
It's also substantially better than last year.
Yeah, his legs seemed like they were undersized. Looks like seemed like he's put some good size on his legs and maybe fixed that
from last year, and it was really he put a lot more sweep on his quads, basically all over.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Well, it's going to be live tomorrow, and it's a free live stream for anybody who wants to watch, and I plan to cover it. Since it's a free live stream, I'm going to just cover it play by play, and I think I can broadcast it live because it's free, so I don't think it's a problem. So let's get into the next thing. There's new peptide, and
I only got about 5-7 more minutes before I got to hop off.
Okay. Well, Let me remove this. Okay. And oops. Not that one.
I read about that peptide. I think it
I
sounds
have
very.
it pulled up here. Where is it?
I never even heard about it before you brought it up.
Well, I just heard about it recently, and I already ordered it because it's pretty interesting. It's called ARA-290, and it does a lot of really cool stuff, according to what I've read. And also Chris Duffin promoted it, and some other guy promoted it pretty heavy. It says it, so it's basically, it binds to the EPO receptor, but it doesn't produce more red blood cells. But it doesn't, it has an anti-inflammatory effect. So it reduces inflammation. It's also a painkiller. But this is what I thought was really interesting. Study demonstrated its ability to promote regrowth of small nerve fibers, specifically corneal nerve fiber density.
In the
So if
eyes?
you have like a nerve injury, this could definitely help. And a lot of people do. I know I have a couple of them.
I actually have a nerve injury in my when they reattached my bicep, they had to cut a nerve pack and it's completely numb right here. So it'd be interesting to see if they can, if that'll regrow some nerves right there.
What's the price on this peptide, and how much do you need to run? Like how long would a bottle last?
Let's see. They've actually done a lot of clinical trials on this. Type 2 diabetes, neuropathy improved. It improves your A1C, better lipid profiles, reduce pain, also increase small fiber density. So you can actually grow with this stuff. Chronic pain management. It's being researched for chronic pain, peripheral neuropathy, and inflammatory disease. It's got a pretty good safety profile. They've had minimum side effects, and dosage, it says right here, common research protocols used 4 milligrams daily for 28 consecutive days, with some studies exploring 1 milligram to 8 milligram ranges. Half-life is relatively short, approximately 6 to 8 hours. I've heard some people were even doing
4 milligrams daily. So I'm looking at one of my sources. It looks like they have 10 and 16 milligram vials. So a vial would last between 2.5 and 4 days, depending on the size of vial you have.
What did you pay for it, Larry? What does it cost?
I got 10 milligram vials and 10 bottles in a kit. Cost me $150.
Okay, so it will last how long, that kit?
Well, if you go 4 milligrams a day, like bottle will last
25 days.
Okay.
A kit of 10 would last.
I know, like, okay, what is the monthly cost like?
I mean, Larry's talking, he's ordering it direct. So people that aren't ordering direct, they're probably going to be paying about 5 to 10x for it. So, so I guess it just depends on what your source is, how much it's going to cost you monthly. But
yeah, I get it right.
From Larry's cost, it's like 100.
I gotta talk to you, Larry, next week. Then I'm going to LA next week.
Yeah, I get it right. I'm getting it directly from the manufacturer.
Right.
So
I'll
yeah, my price is pretty damn cheap.
What are you going to be in LA for?
Just visit.
What's that?
I I used to live there for 10 years, so I got like a lot of friends and stuff, and just I still have all my stuff in the US, you know, just gotta renew some credit cards and do some practical stuff.
Yeah. How long are you
How
gonna be
long are
here?
you going to be up in LA?
Yeah, I'm gonna be up in LA.
I said
How
for
long?
how long?
Huh?
How long are you going to be up in LA?
2 weeks.
Oh, well, you got to come out and train at our gym.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
come-
can do the next podcast together in the same
You do a
group.
live
Yeah,
one.
we could. Somebody said something about you're better off using EPO. No, it's EPO is a totally
totally
doesn't
different
do
thing.
what this does, and also it increases your red blood cell count, and that's not something you necessarily want. This stuff doesn't increase your hematocrit or red blood cell count.
And that's
So-
awesome, especially if you're on EQ or something and you want to kind of keep it at bay.
Yeah, it
Somebody
doesn't do
said-
that. So
Somebody said they seem to be the in thing at the moment. Peptides. I'm not going there until we know more about the side effects. I mean, a lot of the peptides out there, we have a lot of data that there's no side effects or very little.
well, what I just read you was from clinical trials, and they said side effects were minimal.
Yeah.
That was not from like
On this one specifically, I'll probably wait till I start seeing more people use it. But there's a lot of them out there: BPC, TB, HGH, all the secretagogues, insulin. Those are all peptides that have been around for decades that are pretty much, very well known, understood.
Well, I can tell you, I've been doing 10. Let's see, it's 10 IU of TB500, 10 IU of BPC 157, 5 units of KPV, 2 units of GH, and what's the other one I put in there? The I'm sorry, what is it? The purple one. The copper peptide. You know which one I'm talking about? The copper peptide.
GHKCU.
CKU. 5 units of that. And I've been doing that. And I had a shoulder injury it's been bugging me for about a year. And I've been doing that at night before bed 4 times a week in my shoulder. And my shoulder has gotten like a lot better in the last just 2 to 3 weeks. A lot better. Like I trained chest last night. I didn't feel my shoulder at all. And it's really made a difference. And this shoulder's been bugging me for a year. So the stuff definitely works. Holy shit, I'm a walking pharmacy. Okay, it's just peptides. So, but whatever you think. I'm going to say it like this. If I have an injury, like, look, I tore my calves back in 2015. I mean, it was severe, really bad. I was hospitalized, couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. And Chris Duffin gave me the protocol of the BPC and TB500 and the, what was it? The, not GH, but IGF LR3. He had me do that directly into my calves twice a day. And my calves were fixed in it took a year for them to recover completely, but within 3 months I was walking around normal and I was able to train my calves. And I don't care what anybody says, I was in seriously bad condition right then, bad, in a wheelchair, couldn't walk.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could use some peptides to take myself out of that situation, I'm going to do it. So people can say, whatever they want. The stuff works. And I didn't feel I had any side effects from it that I know of. So I think the peptides are a huge. I think they can actually change your health. I mean, for real. I tore my calves on a leg press with 1,700 pounds. That's how I did it.
Wow.
But by the way, and I had done that same weight many times before, but on that day, they decided to tear.
Your calves tear on a leg press when you get too much on your toes, and your connective tissue just can't hold the load. Your legs will be strong enough to push it, but just the connective tissue can't hold it.
Well, I tore my soleus. It wasn't.
Yeah, that's where it tears. It's because you get up on your toes and it just can't stretch. If your foot's too low and you're right here up on your toes, it'll tear at your soleus.
Well, mine, it was weird. I was like on the 5th rep, and as I started to come down, I wasn't even a quarter of the way down, and my right one just exploded. Mm-hmm. And then the sled came crashing down on me and tore the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But that's how it happens, because if you have your feet high enough, then you have a solid, like here, you're not on your soleus. It's like on your whole leg. But if the lower you get, the more load it puts on that soleus muscle.
Yeah. Well, whatever I did wrong that day, I mean, I did that same leg press a million times before and it didn't happen. And on that day it happened. So I don't know. But I think peptides can be I was skeptical about them at the beginning, but now I really think these things can like make a huge difference in people's health. You know, like the MOTS-C increases insulin sensitivity. That's a game changer for people, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely the MOTS-C seems to be a big one. I'm trying to get some in right now so I can try it for the first time. Just the mitochondrial. We're starting to get kind of like new data about different ways to biohack, basically.
I actually have it. If you want it, I've got it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this fucking package to come in. That China shut down, freaking delayed everything when they shut down for New Year's. Oh,
yeah, well, I've got it. If you need some bottles, I have it.
Yeah, maybe I'll grab some.
But yeah, it's a lot of this stuff can. I'm especially interested in this because I've been dealing with a nerve issue in my. I have a SI joint nerve compression on my right side, and my right outer quad has been atrophied for a long time because of it. And I'm really curious to see if this will like help it come back at all.
You got to definitely keep us updated on that. That's really interesting. See if it will help.
Yeah. So, I mean, people can say whatever they want. If this stuff can improve your quality of life or even make you live longer and you reduce some of the side effects that you're getting from other things, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I can't see anything bad in that.
Right.
I think that I'm not sure why doctors are not really more, pushing this other than they don't think they can make profit out of it or they're just behind on it.
I think I told you this before, but I had some arthritis in my left knee and I thought it was a meniscus tear. I went in, I got a MRI and I was talking to this kind of old school orthopedic surgeon guy. And this was probably like 2019, something like that. And I asked him, I said, like, there's this new peptides, BPC 157 and TB 500. I'm thinking about using these. Is there any merit to these? He said, no, those are complete bullshit. Those are just scams. I wouldn't use those. They're not medical. There's no medical science behind them. This and that.
I just think they don't know about it. They don't.
So it was pretty funny. He wanted to just shoot me full of cortisone and send me on my way.
I think it's more like a lack of knowledge. I think it's not something they really have in their curriculum.
Yeah. He was an old guy. He was older, so he probably went to college back in like the 70s or something like that, the 80s. So his knowledge on peptides was not anything. But I gotta hop off. I gotta make a meal before I gotta head out and train another client. So I'll catch up with you guys next week.
All right, let's wrap it up.
We'll do some Q&A real quick for people.
See you guys.
And then I will be trying to cover the Arnold UK this tomorrow and Saturday. I think it's going to be though in the middle of the night. That's my guess. So I have a friend of mine, Lucas, who's going to be there at the show. So he's gonna let me know like when things are actually starting and stuff. So one of these shows that was in Europe, I tried to cover it last year, and it started at like midnight, and they didn't get to the men's bodybuilding till like 9 a.m. the next day.
Oh my God.
And so we were up all night waiting, but now I got Lucas there. He's going to let me know when the actual bodybuilding starts. So whenever it happens, I'll get on it. I don't have to be up all night.
Right.
Because they tell you when the live stream starts, but they don't tell you when, all the things are going to go on before you finally get to what you want to see.
Yeah. That's annoying.
But I'll keep you guys posted about that, and I'll post it when it's going to go up on social media. Do we have any questions?
Let
me see. Someone said he's going to inject GH straight into my delt trap. See if it helps anything. I tried BPC TB like 8 months straight, but I think the injury is too severe to fix it. I can tell you this. I was dealing with a shoulder injury, and I was putting in I think I was putting in like just 5 micrograms at a time, and it wasn't doing anything. It wasn't helping at all. And then I put in 10 via the TB500 along with that JCKU and 2 IU of GH, and that worked. So I think I just wasn't taking enough of it.
Right.
And the 5 micrograms, that was what the recommended dose was, but I didn't get anything out of it. It didn't help at all. Right. But then as soon as I did that,
I'd also say, when you read about the dosages, it's kind of like, you should take it as a guidance, but, everybody has a different tolerance and a different uptake of the product. So I think you should gauge your results, like maybe start with a 5 and then slowly titrate up if you don't feel anything and go from there.
Yeah, it wasn't until I got to the 10 that I saw a difference, or I felt a difference anyways.
Right.
Like, I said, I did train chest last night, and I had 0 pain in my shoulder, nothing.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing. I've been dealing with a shoulder injury for a while now.
Right.
So it something I'm doing, it definitely worked.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me a message on Instagram. He said he just started GH, taking 10 units, and he was having problems breathing. And he said he doesn't have sleep apnea, but he had problems breathing, and it felt like he had fluid in his lungs and all of this kind of thing. And I said to him, how do you know you don't have sleep apnea? And he said, well, when I stopped the GH, it went away. And I'm like, okay, well, why do you think you need to start with 10 IU? This is somebody who's never taken GH before. He just decided to start with 10 IU, which is a lot.
A lot.
I mean, I take 4.
Yeah, so people are really different. Like, I mean, I have some clients that they take 4 and they do great with that. And then I've had other clients I put on 2 and they didn't do great. Like just like a lot of fluid retention, really like the thick hands and just aching joints. And then I got to put them on 1 and see, okay, I just had someone recently, I had to take it down. I thought 2 is not too much, but still she couldn't handle that. So I'm like, if you're new to a product, definitely don't start with the maximum dose.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed ridiculous. It's like he's like, why can't I take GH? Well, maybe it's the fact that you're trying to take 10 units.
Yeah.
Right from the get-go.
Like, why did he get that idea from taking 10?
I don't know. Everybody thinks, some is good, more is better.
Yeah. I mean, you also got to be careful of like, if you read some of the pros protocol or whatever, it's like you also get desensitized, or you can over the years, or if you take it for a long time. It's very different to have taken different substances for 20 years and then it's your first time.
Yeah.
So
by the way, somebody mentioned they were taking the GHK sub Q. I just put it all in one syringe and take it all in my shoulder.
Right. I don't think it matters if you put it in the fat or you put it in the muscle. I mean,
well, I know that
makes a difference.
Like the BCP is 157 is supposed to be as close to the injury as you can get it.
Yeah.
And so I just stick it all in my the shoulder that had the injury.
Mm.
And
well, with BCP, you got to get close. Like I've been injecting it like close to my knees to heal my knees. So
yeah, that's something I haven't tried.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't really see any other questions here.
No, I think that's a wrap for today. If you guys have more questions, definitely send it to us on social media or post it in the comments here, and then we will see you guys. Well, I'll be on the live stream. I don't know if you're gonna want to watch that or not.
I'm gonna be on it.
Okay, well then I'll let you know when it's gonna be, and you can jump on with me.
Okay.
Because Lucas is gonna be there, and he'll let us know exactly what time everything's starting.
Just let me know about the time because I have a few other things tomorrow to see. But it's gotta be in the night, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be in the night.
Okay.
I think. I'm guessing because of the time difference.
Yeah, just text me.
Yeah, but he's actually there at the show and he's gonna be front row.
Right.
So he'll be like on live with us from the show.
Cool.
Like he'll be actually there watching. He's got front row seats.
Right.
And he'll let us know like when everything's starting and everything.
Awesome.
So that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool. All right. Well, thanks, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon, Larry.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
I believe that the fires were cast upon, on the flames we shall become. I believe in a common calling where our temples